Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're at. My name is Brad Spates. I'm president of Guide Technologies, and also joining me today is Nick Carriazes, partner with SyncSite. First of all, thank you for attending our Infor CRM and Infor XA Better Together webinar. First, I'd like to to just say that announce that we SyncSite and Guide Technologies have formed a partnership to help our customers understand and look at an award-winning CRM solution called Infor CRM. And so we've formed a partnership to work together and work better together with our customers. So why SyncSite and Guide? It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy partnership. Both SyncSite and Guide have been partners for Infor for 20 years, or been in business for 20 years, and have a lot of experience with the Infor solutions. We're both gold channel partners for Infor. We're both leading partners for our respective solutions, Infor CRM for SyncSite and Infor XA for Guide Technologies. I think probably most important is that we're both really focused on the long-term success of our customers. So we don't enter a partnership lightly because it's very, very important to all of us to make sure we're bringing the best solution forward to our customers. Just one point of information is that all lines will be muted, but you can use the question box if you have questions. And at the very end, we'll open it up for questions via the audio. With that, I'd like to introduce Nick Carriazes, partner with SyncSite.
Hey, Brad. Thank you very much. Very good job on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. Very different times right now, so we do appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy days to join us on this. But never before has working remotely and efficiently with technology been more important than today. And I think everybody can agree that, customer relationship management is coming to the forefront, whether you're working from home, whether you're working from your car driving down the road, or whether you're working from your office, hopefully soon. We all pray that happens soon. Going through this, Brad kind of outlined what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little bit about CRM. We're going to talk about some features and examples, some XA integrations. And we're going to get a chance at the end to talk to a very prominent XA customer, Robert Field from Precipart. I'll let him describe more about his business, but they have everybody from the U.S. government to top manufacturers in their wheelhouse as far as customers. So, and we'll get a chance to talk to Robert at the end. So with that, I'll kind of kick it off. And as we go along here, please use the question panel to raise a question to the team. Also, we'll actually take these questions and organize them and pass them on to us at the end. Just in the essence of the flow, we're going to get done with the presentation, but then we have a QA period and we'll be able to revisit anything you want. But please, as we go along, please send those questions in. A little bit about SyncSite. We've been the #1 CRM partner for years. A little background on Infor CRM. People go, what am I buying when I buy Infor CRM? Am I buying this brand new product that Infor just bought that was just like, not this great product? No. So years ago, this gentleman by the name of Pat Sullivan actually created a product called ACT. I'm sure many of you have heard of the contact manager called ACT. Well, when he ramped ACT up in the mid-90s, he sold this to Symantec, and he took a 3-year hiatus. Well, actually, it was a non-compete. You can call it a hiatus or non-compete, whatever you want. But at the end of the day, after that 3 years, to the day on the anniversary, he came out with a product called Sales Logics with an X on the end. A lot of people probably on the call have heard of that. Sales Logics was the introduction to the mid-market of CRM. Back in the day, it was Siebel, it was Oracle customer management. It was all these products that were like multi-million-dollar implementation. Nobody was catering on the mid-market. So Sales Logic kind of started that mid-market for CRM. Well, in 2013, Infor acquired the brand Sales Logic and made it part of their own. They immediately rebranded it Infor CRM. So if you're wondering what you're buying or what you're getting involved with when you get in with Infor CRM, you're getting in with a 25-year CRM product that was around before Microsoft CRM and around before Salesforce.com. So hopefully that gives you a little comfort in knowing that this isn't like some quick product that Infor created or bought and is deciding now to like market as their CRM. It's a 25-year-old award-winning CRM product that was created in 1996. Okay, so a little bit more about us. You know, we are into CRM, business intelligence, and marketing automation. We have a very consultative approach, and our customers range anywhere from the mid-market and span multiple industries. A very, very high concentration in distribution and manufacturing. So plays very well into the XA environment. Just to name a few customers here, you may or may not know some of these products. Obviously, you know Chevron. Precipart is one of our key XA accounts. They actually operate out of Farmingdale, New York. And Robert will be joining us later for a little question and answer. Obviously, you know Equifax. Human Scale makes these high-end chairs that everybody sits in, like the Herman Miller ones. Therma-Tru doors, I'm sure that's a recognizable brand. Jayco, if you guys own a motorhome, that's a recognizable brand. Great Plains in the Midwest, they make all the tractor equipment for the farms and municipalities. And then Tier is another customer of ours. Tier is actually kind of funny. If you remember back in the day of the Olympics where the United States came out with a unit suit, the unitard suit, it was one piece all the way from the wrists all the way to the ankles. Tier created that suit. Subsequently, the suit got banned from the Olympics because they said it was giving too much of an advantage. But Tier was the one in the forethought of that suit creation. So again, just some of our customers. Some things you can expect from Infor CRM. You know, rich CRM functionality available on any device, anywhere, anytime. And that is kind of the standard nowadays. If I'm going to see something on my web client, I want to be able to see it on my phone, see it on my iPad, etc. Somewhere where I think we stick out, even have been rated better by Gartner and other people, that our Microsoft Outlook integration is better than actually Microsoft's, is our integration to email and calendar. Xbar is one of our products that we created that gives you a vision into the world of CRM while you're in Outlook. So if you're in Outlook, you can actually see, and I'm on a certain email, I can actually see information on that certain person. And we can talk or look into that a little bit deeper down the road here. Advanced customization capabilities. You know, I have the ability in Infor CRM to do a lot of things I can't do in Salesforce, Sugar, and other prominent things because it is a very, very open API with the developer toolkit. We have built complete, you know, a customer-centric systems that are mission critical, that actually either fill prescriptions or they do something that is not intended for CRM. The ability to do that is based on the fact that the CRM customization capabilities on Infor are wide open. It's literally a building block where we can take and build anything we want on top of it. And that it goes to our standard APIs and integration at all, like with XA. Deployment and licensing capabilities and pricing options. You know, we can do a version of cloud or on-premise or a hybrid of both. And we have the option of named and concurrent licenses, which is drastically different from most of the competitors out there in the marketplace. Most of the competitors like Salesforce are named only. Well, what's the difference? Let's talk about that for a second. Name says, hey, Mr. Joe Johnson, this is your license and you only can access it. But what if I have those 5 or 10 people in finance or administration that they're going to get in and they're going to get out? I mean, they're not going to be in there for more than 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. Should I invest in a complete license for them for the entire year? The answer is no. I should invest in what we call here a concurrent license. A concurrent license actually allows me to take a license and split it amongst 10, 20, 30, 40 people, as many that need that temporary access. Obviously, the obvious floats to the top here. Once I meet, if I have 5 concurrent licenses and 5 people are in, the 6th person is going to get denied. But it's a lot easier to add a concurrent license than it is to go buy 40 named licenses and hope for the best. That's something that stands us apart from the rest of the competition. You know, Infor CRM is consistent Gartner 101 Media and CRM Excellence, Media CRM Excellence Award winner and Nucleus Research leader. Next, we'll show a few features here and some XA integrations to follow. So here you have an account dashboard. I like to call this the welcome area, the news feed. So if I log in and I'm in sales, I might see some sales dashboards. If I'm in support, I might see some open tickets. Everything here is user definable. I can actually build these in English for myself. So for example, if I was a support person and I wanted to say, show me every support ticket from a key account from the day before that wasn't solved, put that in my face the morning when I log in, I could easily build that dashboard. So very, very cool here is a way to build a news feed or a dashboard by login so that everybody sees what they need to see when they log in. All right, so next, I always say in my demos, there's 2 very distinct views in Infor CRM. And this is what makes it so easy to navigate. You know, unlike our competitors, we have a list view and a detail view. A list view being a spreadsheet or a group view. That's what you're seeing here. You see all the names above? This is showing me what list I'm in. I'm in all accounts, and here's all accounts. I may have some criteria on here. That's why there's so few. But at the end of the day, this is my list view in Infor CRM. So I can build a spreadsheet, and I can add and retract columns and et cetera here, just like I do in a spreadsheet. So the next one would be a snapshot or a detail view. I'm actually looking at a detailed view of an accounting. So you see here, I'm in Abbott Manufacturing up here. I got all the usual suspects. But look what I have over here. I actually still have my list view of all accounts. So if this was my Florida accounts, my Alabama accounts, my Chicago accounts, whatever it was, it would actually be pertinent and it would be listed here. Down here, just to show you, because we're on an XA integration demonstration, we actually have our accounting snapshot. So we have our ID, our status is active, credit limit, the AR current, over 30, over 60, over 90, AR total, year-to-date sales, and previous year-to-date sales. These are very, very interesting fields, all coming from the data within inside XA. What does it tell me? It tells me that year-to-date, I'm at 211,000. Previous year-to-date, I'm at 193,000. So right now, year-to-date, I'm up 9.8%. This account is trending upwards, as we call. This account is growing. So what does that help me do? Well, we have alerts and notifications in CRM. So if I were to put an alert and notification here and say, send me an email that actually shows what is going on in the account if it is negative. So in other words, if this account is negative, I would like to see that email. Well, that email could be looking like this. The following accounts have a declining sales trend. And this would be the email that you would receive on a Monday morning. So it would tell you proactively what is happening in the account. So let's think about that. So proactively, I could be getting information that could help me correct an account instead of reactively. Reactively would be, hey, it's April 15th after the March 30th close of the quarter, and I'm telling you, you missed your quarter. So now you have to go make up that quarter. You have to keep the current quarter on track and make up the last quarter. I'm playing catch up. With proactive CRM, I can see information like this in advance. It helps me to correct my ways and correct my strategies on who I communicate to proactively instead of reactively. All right, we'll move on. Again, remember, I said two views, list view, detail view. This is my opportunity list view. Notice my filter panel over here. I can filter open opportunities based on account rep, based on the description of the op, the estimated close, the potential amount, the stage that it's in. All these neat little filter panels over here help me to sort things. And with one right click on this, I actually can see a menu that will actually let me export to Excel should you be allowed to with the security. So not only can I see the list view and filter on it, I can actually export it to security. Export it to Excel with the proper security. All right, let's talk about mapping. Everybody goes to an account. Anybody get on an airplane or drive and go to Chicago or some city and visit an account? Imagine if you were able to put that account in, the number one, and CRM would tell you all the accounts you have in the surrounding area. So not only could you make that business trip the most bang for your buck, but you could actually plan your day. Day one, day two, I'm going to see this person, that person. I'm going to see this person as a new prospect, but I'm going to visit this customer in the morning. I'm going to visit this customer in the afternoon, and I'm going to visit these two customers in the morning while I'm waiting for my plane. So now I can create a whole new outlook on my business trips just because of the usage of CRM. Many, many times, I'm sure people on the phone can agree, we've been sitting on the tarmac on a plane going, oh my gosh, I was in Atlanta and I didn't actually go see Noble. So if you've ever had those kind of thoughts, CRM might be able to help you. Outlook integration with Xbar. When I'm on an account or contact in Xbar, an email, it's actually going to highlight what's going on in that contact here. I can look at activities, history, notes, etc. on the specific person that I'm on their email address. I also can incite activity. I can actually click on this button and actually open up windows that say create a ticket, create an opportunity, put a note in, etc. A lot of our users, ironically, function 50% of the time through Outlook. So they're entering notes in CRM, creating tickets, creating opportunities, and never, ever, ever going into CRM. It's where we live most of our day. Why not bring CRM to Outlook where it should live? And then on top of that, we have some data analytics where I can see what's going on in certain accounts. This one specifically is based off opportunities and the amount and the value of each one based on the stage that they're in. And down here is the details of the actual opportunities. This one is a ticket dashboard. It's kind of a heat map telling you what is going on in various accounts and what tickets are most prominent. In this situation here, development tickets are most prominent. Again, all this user definable. Don't get hung up on the subjects or the categories here. Mobile. Our mobile is device agnostic. It's written in HTML5. There's no app to download. Well, wait a second. That looks like an app. It does look like an app because it functions like an app, but it's HTML5. You download it once. You actually go to it once, and you save the URL to your desktop or your home screen, as it's called on the phone. And then you just click in here, and you'll have a very app functioning product. It looks like a bank or anything else you use with all the buttons and everything. So very easy to do. One of our distinguishing products in Infor CRM is called Check-in. If you're an account that visits accounts, like so if you're a company that visits your accounts or your customers frequent, Check-in is for you. It allows you to give the rep the ability to check in at any account and ask the 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 questions that are very pertinent to that relationship. And by doing that, every time they click that, whenever they type in here, all they do is hit the microphone button, and it's voice to text. voice to text, so there's no typing. The reps absolutely do backflips and love this. They love just clicking the button with their thumb and going, I met with John. John said to call back in 2 weeks, and then everything is done. Marketing automation is built into Infor CRM. We have Inbox Guru Marketing Automation that is built on the this Infor CRM platform. To get a demo on this is very easy. Later afterwards, we'll be glad to show it to you. This demo in and of itself for marketing people, you can plan to spend about 45 minutes to an hour so you can cover it all. But marketing automation is very prevalent. Tracking click-throughs, tracking opens, creating templates, sending drip marketing. If someone opens this, do we throw them into a different campaign or keep them in the same campaign? Very intelligent, very intuitive. Inside View Data Intelligence. If anybody uses Sales Navigator in LinkedIn or Inside View, we have integrations to both where you can actually be on an account and see all the related contacts or accounts depending on what you're looking for. So if you guys use Inside View or Sales Navigator, we have an answer for you out of the box. Let's talk about XA. We have blocked some names out here to protect the innocent, and this is a implementation of ours, and we're just showing you right now. This is the account detail. This is invoices on the account. I can open up these invoices and actually look at the detail if I wanted to. Here is a specific invoice with the specific products that are on it. And I can view those products if I click there. This is all happening in CRM, by the way. I can also get down to the sales orders, which preempt the invoices. The sales orders come first, and then the invoices get kicked out. And I can get a detailed view of a sales order as well. As you see, I'm looking at the sales order, the total amount, the products involved, etc. And then I can look at shipments. I can look at things the same way that I look at things in XA, I can look at things in CRM. And this is a detailed view of a shipment and what went. This is the details. I don't have the products on this one, but you can see the details here and where it came out of. Warehouse number 1. I'd like to end here with a little bit of a case study and talk about Precipart. Precipart is one of our big XA customers in Farmingdale, New York. I'm going to say some things here, and Robert will probably jump in and correct me, but I believe they had 3 separate ERP systems and CRM systems, making it difficult to roll up and share financial data. We combined the CRM to work as one data, flows in real time from XA ERP to Infor CRM and reports on through Burst BI, ensuring everyone has the latest information. And then there's a quote from Robert. So with this, what I would like to do, Brad and Elsa, I'd like to show this screen to make sure everybody captures this here in case they want to know what's happening next. But I'd like to pause for a moment and see if there's some questions that the group would have for Robert or myself.
Okay. The question that came through, Nick, while you were talking is question in regards to XA data in CRM. Is it live or loaded? And is it custom, or do you have out-of-the-box options?
Well, there is out-of-the-box, and then I would say that Precipart is a little bit of a custom system because they took it to the nth degree. As far as it being live, I would call it near real time. But if Robert is available to comment on that, I would like to get the real customer perspective.
And okay, everybody. Yeah, we actually take data from CRM into XA and then data back from XA into CRM, XA being our system of record. But we do near real-time integration between the 2 systems to keep both in sync for the data we need. And this saved us licensing on the XA side because some of the data that the sales team needs in CRM is now coming from XA into CRM.
Elsa?
Okay. Are you using Ion or a different integration tool?
So that's we do have Ion. So we jumped all in about we went live a little over a year ago. We jumped all in with a consolidated XA environment, CRM, Mingle, Ion, Burst. We drank the Infor Kool-Aid, but the integration is, I believe, coming out of. There is some custom integration, so we're not using all of the stuff that Ion would provide for us. We didn't take the nth degree. We probably took it to the Z degree, but there is a lot of additional integrations that we did, and SyncSite did do some really critical customizations, not to the product itself, but the way we use the product in CRM, so we can be specific to our needs, and that requires some custom integrations as well.
Okay. How long can you expect to be up and running on CRM after an implementation or project is kicked off?
Hi, I think I'll take that one, Elsa. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so that is a good question. It's very different all the time, but I would say, we can usually move, and Robert can attest to this, usually as fast as the organization can move. So what I mean by that is we've had companies up in as short as 90 business days. That doesn't mean 90 billable days. It just means 90 days. So if at one of the point I reach the project where I have to throw something over the wall and have the company actually approve and move on, sometimes that is where the hang up is, because the company will come back and go, oh, actually, we thought about this. We want more, we want less, or we want to change something. Or they say, hey, by the way, we just got the largest RFP we got in our life, so this is on hold for 2 weeks. Because business doesn't stop. And CRM is a byproduct of business, so we can't get in the way of business. We need to let business happen. So a lot of times we're on the bench for 2 to 3 weeks sometimes. So I would say that getting through everything with total cooperation, a good estimate is somewhere around 90 days. But if things come up, it could go longer. But in a typical implementation, you could expect 90 to 120 days. It's usually customers wanting more that creates the project to be extended.
And Nick, if you don't mind, I can attest to that. If we did not go vanilla, if we did, I think that 100 to 120 days would be appropriate. We did customize it a lot, and I think we weren't 120 days. We were more than that. But if it weren't for, and I'm not going to give names because I don't want anyone else to use them, but some of the people on your team and some of the people on the guide team mapping that XA data with our CRM data, it would have went a lot longer. I mean, having the exposure you guys did with CRM and the experience that Guide did with XA was critical to our success. I don't know how it's going to fare with any other provider.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Let's see here. Question came through regarding what is the most challenging thing with the ERP/CRM integration? And is there anything specific to XA that you have found in your experience?
So I'll give a brief answer, then I'll let Robert answer. But I would say this. I would say it's really, anytime you take two systems in a front office, back office system, or natural integrations, right? It's like, hey, I'm on the back end, I'm on the front end. This is a natural integration. What they want to see on the front end is really what drives it. And that's really, if I'm in the field and I not only need to see my sales orders, but I need to see which ones are on hold and which ones are not shipping due to credit hold, that's different than, hey, let me just see my invoices. So I'll let Robert comment too, but I think The challenging thing is getting the organization to agree on what they need to see from the back office in the front office and vice versa.
Hey, Nick, I think that's exactly that's the biggest stumbling block, right? How's the data going to flow back and forth? What you want the front office to see versus the back office, and making sure that the right fields. So CRM works across all Infor platforms, Infor CRM, but XA might have some limitations around field size and certain things, which we ran into a problem with our Swiss office, where CRM was able to handle it, but Guide had to do some work to make sure that it worked. Actually, it was SyncSite and Guide had to do something with the data coming out of CRM to make sure it went into XA because of the size limitations. But you do need absolutely to worry about the workflow and what you see in one versus the other.
And just to pick up on what Robert said about his Swiss office, I think that kind of opened up another little opportunity to talk here. You know, we are great at international deployments. We just did Robert's deployment, which encompassed Europe and America. We just did a human scale deployment that encompassed Asia Pac. I mean, we went all the way to Kuala Lumpur, Australia, and all over the United States and all over Europe and the Middle East to do this deployment for human scale. Maybe you guys know the human scale name. They actually make that high-end furniture that I was talking about before in the beginning. So, and Robert can attest, it was my people, not subcontractors, that actually showed up, you know, in Europe to actually train his people.
That's true. We had both Guide and SyncSite with us for the 2-week cutover in Switzerland. Probably the hottest 2 weeks of the year also.
All right, Elsa.
Actually, that leads nicely into, looks like our last question for the minute. How do you handle training and post-implementation support?
So SyncSite handles it differently than everyone else. And I say that with confidence. And because every time I tell this story to a prospect, they don't believe me until they talk to a customer. So SyncSite handles training very simply and post-implementation support. If we train the end user, and we have implementations that are 10, 20, 30 users, and we have implementations like Robert's that are 75, 100, 200, right? If we train the end user, meaning my people get in front of your people physically in a training or classroom or one of your boardrooms to train them, we do the training. That person individually gets a phone number and has 30 days post-training implementation support. Well, what does that mean? Well, why is that a benefit? Well, let's talk about that. And Robert can tell you this too. Most hardware or software companies do a train the trainer, or they train someone and then they say, if you got any problems, you need to call Robert first, and Robert will call us, and then we'll call Robert back, and Robert will call you back and tell you what happened. In the essence of adoption, I personally developed this plan, said that no matter who we train, if we train them for 30 days, they're going to get to call our personal tech support line, where a person answers and goes, ring, hello, SyncSite support, what can I, and talks to them. Do you know what this has done to our adoption rate? It has taken it from the 60s to the high 80% rate of adoption. Because if I have a problem as an end user that I'm being trained on something today, if I have to go through someone that goes through someone that goes to someone that gets back to that someone that gets back to me, that could be a week. It could be a week and a half. But if I can call someone and 35 minutes later, after talking to this person on the phone, them getting on the phone with me and giving me a little training, I understand what I did wrong and I can fix it and I can move on. My adoption rate and my evangelistic rate for the product that we've deployed is going to go through the roof. So our training is multiple options. We can do train the trainer, but we prefer to do in-person training. And for everybody we do in-person training for, we will support them for 30 days unconditional, every user. That's a 200, 400, 500 user system. I've rolled them all out and staffed appropriately.
Great. Well, Nick, doesn't look like we have any more questions, unless you have anything else you'd like to mention, or Robert, we can.
No, I think I'm good. I think I would like to close with, maybe Robert giving some people some real-time advice of, hey, if you're planning to go down this path, and SyncSight might be your partner, here's some things you should just think about to plan ahead. Because I think a lot of people, and I think Robert's team did a good job, but I've met 100 prospect clients that didn't think about things. But the one thing, the communication thing I think is key. But I will let Robert comment on what his number one advice would be for someone that is planning or thinking about going down the CRM path.
Number one, well, can I just jump back to the training team for a second, Nick? One thing SyncSight did do for us, and it was what we did pay for it, but they created a online training platform for us. So we finished our first 1-hour video on using the Xbar and email and stuff like that, and we still have a couple of to go with the 30 to 60-second clips. So we're building a training library with SyncSight. So when people don't remember how to do something, they can watch this little clip and be reminded. So that's critical to our adoption as well. From an implementation perspective, I do have to say that the product is the product, right? We looked at the top 3 players when we came through this, and the Ion and Xbar integration was important to us. But what really, at the end of the day, was there a couple of really key technical issues that we needed to resolve that my team could not, and the people from Guide and the team from SyncSight came together with us and helped us get through those, and that was critical. So staying on top of the shared functionality between your ERP and your CRM is going to help you be successful. Without that, you won't know where your data is, you won't know how your system processes, and I think that being key and leaning on your consultants to help you get through this time will just help make a better implementation.
Wonderful.
Great.
Okay, well, with that, I think we'll wrap it up. Nick, thank you so much. Robert, thank you. It's always great to hear from a customer who's gone through it in the trenches.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Robert. And thank you to all the customers that were able to attend this. And I look forward to talking to you later about Infor XA and CRM.
All right.
All right. Thank you all.